And hello, very shortly, Facebook. And again, so my name is Karen Lanoux, and let's just get started. Yes, I'm getting started. So I've gone out all gone out the whole way, and I'm broadcasting on 3 systems. So Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope, and just for fun, just to try this out and see what it's like. So I've done Facebook before, and let's go. So again, my name is Karen Lanoux from the Law of Attraction Center, and I help people create crazy, amazing things in their lives. And so I'm just really, really glad to be here today. So my topic today is to talk about how to get the negative out. And I just saw from Periscope, hi Sabby, at Sabby. So what we're going to do is I'm going to talk about, I'll just share a little story about how I've done this and how I've kept the negative out. And this is a question that came through my Facebook private group called the Law of Attraction Center. So anybody's welcome to come and join. All you need to do is just come over to Facebook and just join, and you can come in and ask your question. And then I'm going to be answering your question on one of our next groups. And one of our next Facebook Lives or YouTube Lives or Periscope Lives. So just a little story. So about just over a year ago, my husband and I moved, and as we were in the process of moving, it was very, very difficult. I shouldn't say it was really difficult. It's just like we like things to happen just like that because we're kind of used to it. And so when they don't happen like that, we're just a little bit surprised. And so what ended up happening is that we had put an offer on a house. We were trying to sell our house. And our house wasn't selling as quickly as we had hoped. We lived in Kelowna. It was a hot market, and I'm from Kelowna, BC, from British Columbia. Somebody's just asking on Periscope, so thank you for asking. And so it was a really hot real estate market, but our house wasn't quite selling yet. We have a beautiful house, but anyways, just was taking a little bit longer. We put an offer on a house here in Victoria, and what ended up happening is that we had a contingency that we had to sell our house first. Well, the day was getting closer and closer and closer to us having to have sold our house in order to get the house in Victoria that we wanted at that point. And it took a lot to stay positive, right? Because we were kind of in charge of the sales process, and we had a good friend who had listed our house, but we were doing the work. And so what ended up happening is we started talking about doing the QC2 method. And so the QC2 method is, as some of you know who follow me, some of you will know that is the process that I use to help my clients to attract those crazy, amazing things in their life. And so so we started using that process. So we started doing quest formations. And so quest formations are an affirmation in the form of a question. And so we started just staying focused. And our quest formation was this: why was it so easy to sell our house? How great was it to sell our house? And how great that it was so easy to sell our house. And we stayed in that, and then we kept asking questions every day, which is what you do in the QC2 method. And we started asking questions like, what would it take for the right buyer to show up? And how great is it? How great is it that the right buyer has shown up? And that's more of a quest formation. But every day we kind of get up and say, okay, what is it that we can do to make sure that our house sells? And so, and we were, we listen for that. We kind of pay attention to what that looked like, or what the clues were, what started to bubble up for us. And so that's what we started to do. And what also happened in the meantime, even though our house wasn't selling, we started to realize that perhaps the house that we had chosen was not necessarily the right house for us. And so we started to look around at other options, because it was quite likely we weren't going to be able to keep the house that we already had an offer on. And so we started to look around, and what ended up happening is we found a house that was way better for us. So just again, and keeping positive and keeping in that state of of being here in Victoria, that's what we did. We really made sure that we kept keeping in the frame of being in the house, the first house, and what that would feel like. And that is one of the most important things in terms of attraction, is making sure that you stay positive, that you stay in the state of where it is that you want to be, that you are staying in the state of the end result. The end result, the more you can feel that end result, the better. Now, that house wasn't for us, right? So what ended up happening is that we started looking around at other houses online, and we found the one that we're in now. And by far, it is a much, much better house. So we stayed positive through the process by using the QC2 method, and we kept our focus on what we wanted. And in the end, again, when we found this new house that we really liked, it was so much easier to get really, really excited about that. And that is the whole point, is that you want to get really excited about being where you want to be, being in that end result. So when we're feeling really negative, it's so important to think about, and in the training that I have ongoing all the time, the Law of Attraction training, that's one of the things I talk about on an ongoing basis, is how do you stay in your ideal world and out of the bizarro world being the opposite. So for those of you who don't know me, or some of you are brand new to me and you've never seen me before, and I know some of you on my Facebook Live group, of course you know me, and we've been talking and chatting on the group. So but perhaps some of you haven't checked out the training. So you can get this ebook, and sorry, this is what I have to use, but the ebook is How to Attract a Life of Abundance. So, and where you can go and get that, and I'll just show this also to my Facebook group as well. Where you can go and find that is at thelawofattractioncenter.com. And I've created my little prompters, thelawofattractioncenter.com, thelawofattractioncenter.com. And again, on Facebook, you guys already probably know this, and where it is and where to find it, because I've posted on the site and whatnot. But go get your ebook and the training that goes along with this. Okay. And that's where I talk about the ideal world. That's where and how to connect in with that. That's where I talk about the bizarre world and how to stay out of that. So you want to go through this process and keeping the negative out. So quest formations, let's just start with that. So quest formations, again, you choose the thing that you want to be creating. So, and you're setting your GPS essentially. So you're saying, why did and in this case, it was a house, why did our house sell so easily? And how great is it that our house sold so easily? Again, for you, it's going to be different, right? It's going to be different about what it is that you're going to be attracting and what you want to attract. And the thing that you're feeling negative about. I mean, if you're feeling negative about a relationship, feeling negative about money, then you want to be thinking about what is the end result that I want? Where do I want to be instead? And when you can focus on that, so do your quest formation around that. So you start with why was this so easy to create this, and how great was it that it's so easy for me to create this? Then every day or throughout the day, you're asking questions. So what would it take for this to show up? Who could show up to help me? And what else could be, what else needs to happen, right? And so those are the questions. Then you do clearings. So the clearings can be, let's say again, because money is such an across the board one that everybody is interested in. You could do a clearing. So everywhere I've bought that it's hard for money to come to me, am I willing to eliminate that? And then you say yes, and then destroy, transform, and release. Okay. So that's a clearing. And you just, again, wherever you have a disbelief, everywhere you have a negative belief or a limiting belief, you want to make sure that you keep clearing on that. So again, the clearing statement is about why do I, everywhere that I believe this, everywhere I've bought this lie, am I willing to eliminate it? Yes, destroy, transform, and release. Okay. And then you want to celebrate what shows up. And I'm even talking about the things that you don't want, right? So if you've been focusing on how bills just keep rolling in, and then another unexpected one shows up, then celebrate that, because you are actually creating that. So again, you want to make sure that you are in that process of celebrating everything that shows up, because you are the creator of your life and of your circumstances. Okay, so I'll take some questions for anybody that's online here. I know we've got a number of people on Facebook with me, and on Periscope we've got some people, and YouTube. So again, just plug in your questions right now, and I will and I'll answer them. And in the meantime, I will just make this reminder while I'm waiting, is thelawofattractioncenter.com. For those of you who don't know me, and this is brand new, this is where you can find the training. So thelawofattractioncenter.com. And up here to Facebook. And again, this is the free ebook that you can get. So you just need to go to that page I just showed you, thelawofattractioncenter.com. And so that's what you want to do. And so far, just not getting any questions in yet, but feel free, just plug in your questions anytime, and I will keep talking. Now, one of the things also in terms of staying positive and staying out of the negative is making sure that you keep your focus. Keeping your focus on what you want is so important. And it's so easy to get sidetracked because we're all busy. So even if there's things happening, even if we're not working, we can keep pretty busy during the day, right? And, we get distracted and all these different things start to come up. And so it's really, really important to make sure that you keep your focus. That's one of the reasons that I created the year of the Law of Attraction, or the Attraction in Action Year of Wow book. So this is the original incarnation. Again, for those of you who don't have it, you can get this just the Kindle version, for 99 cents on Kindle on Amazon. And seriously, this is the one thing that has made such a huge difference for me, is to actually be writing down on a consistent basis. And, and you see it, like, you can see that you can't see that I've written in here. What you said, yeah, there's some things in here. Anyways, writing, maybe this is an empty one. But writing in a book, writing in a journal, whether it's this one or something else, it doesn't really matter. You want to write down, and I've set this up so you can follow the QC2 method on a daily basis, or almost daily basis. It's set up for daily, but again, you want to, if you want to be in that attraction mindset, which is so important, if you want to be actually really just connecting in and keeping your focus. So okay, so I see I've got some questions. Yay! So Brittany says, is the question why or how? And she says she's confused. So yes, it's actually both. So the quest formation is two parts. So the quest formation is, why am I so we'll just do one around money. So why was it so easy to bring in another $500? And then how great is it that it was so easy to bring in another $500? Okay, or whatever it is, again, whatever it is that you're trying to create. So again, the quest formation is all about setting our GPS. We're telling the universe, like, this is what I want to create. So you're starting with, why was it so easy to create this, and how great is it that it was so easy to create this? So that's the quest formation. And Marianne just asked again, can you tell us once again how to apply quest formations correctly? So so again, it's really about you're setting your GPS on, and you can set this on a daily basis and say, hey, this is what I want. You're telling the universe and your subconscious mind, you're setting it up. So your subconscious mind is also scanning the environment, looking for those opportunities. And so doing this, again, it's just setting your goals. Really, it's setting your GPS, saying this is the direction I want to go. So you always start with why. So why was this so easy, and how great is it that this showed up, right? And how great is it that was so easy that this showed up? And if you want me to do a specific one for you, just let me know, because I will, because I'll do that for you right now. And another question, Jacqueline, how do I motivate myself to even start following your advice? I know you're right, and I know it works, but I'm my own, I am my own obstacle. So Jacqueline, seriously, and I mean, not to be a commercial here, get the book, really, because the book, in the book, I talk about, in the first part, I talk about the whole quest formations, all of them, but then, by walking through and, every day when you write in this, and for some of us, it's writing. I mean, I don't write every day, but when I do, things happen. They just happen on a consistent basis. So whether you get the book or whether you get the online version, the original version, and on Kindle, and then just take the questions and the outline of how I lay out every day about how to stay focused. She says I have it. So here's the thing. You need to do it. You need to decide what's important to you. Oprah said something that was really, really, I thought was key. She says, if you can't spend 5 minutes or 10 minutes on creating your life, then don't expect it to happen, and don't expect that it's just going to appear out of anywhere. So you have to be your own motivator, or you need to hire a coach. and that's what really, when it comes down to it, you need to get somebody who will keep you accountable. But again, that's why I created the book, so it keeps you accountable, right? So you keep doing it. I see. Okay, I missed somebody's question, I think. Because I can only see so much at a time here. Okay, so Jerry says, hi Karen, I'm trying to finish constructing an apartment that's been half done for many years. I keep seeing the cup being half empty. Guess I really need to refocus and see the light at the end of the long tunnel. Woo. Yeah, absolutely. So that's the thing. You want to see, so if you're constructing an apartment, what does it look like at the end? What will it feel like when it's done? When it's done, what will that bring to you? What will that add to your life? And get excited about it. Allow yourself to get excited about it. That's one of the things I find for so many people, is they don't allow themselves to get excited. So you want to be in that space. You want to keep putting yourself in that space on a consistent basis. So you are actually creating what you want, right? But you have to get excited, because that is what will motivate you. And Jacqueline, maybe that's the same thing too for you. You need to find something that actually gets you excited. And yes, it's hard to believe in at times, right? And that's how we get demotivated. And so use the clearing process. The clearing process, again, when you do it and you do it often, it works. It works. It works. It works. Even if it doesn't feel like it's working, I promise you, it's working. So, okay. And Brittany, she goes, another $500 is exactly what I'm trying to get. Amazing, Karen. Yes, well, I am a little intuitive. Okay, so any more questions? Throw them back in. I know we've gone a little long now. It's about, we're almost up to 19 minutes, and I know I like to keep these short. But if you have any other questions, please plug them in right now. And I think, I'm going to share one more thing. I think this is a really cool tool to use. And it's called kind of living in 10-second increments. And this comes from Access Consciousness. And so I'll give a shout out to Dane here and Gary Douglas about this. Again, this is a very powerful tool that I have shared with many of my clients. And what it does is that you kind of live in 10-second increments. So when you're feeling non-motivated, just in that for 10 seconds, be totally non-motivated, right? Just do, ooh, I'm really not motivated. I'm so not motivated. I don't like this. I'm not going to be motivated. And do that for really intensely for that 10 seconds. And then after that, then continue on. And then say, oh, you make a choice at that point. It's like, okay, do I still want to be really, do I still want to be intensely unmotivated, or do I want to actually allow myself to focus on what I want? And then spend that time. It's like, get excited, even for 10 seconds. It's like, yeah, that's really excited. I'm really excited for Jerry. I'm excited about my apartment being done, right? And so, and then just in the next 10 seconds, decide, what do I want to spend my time on? Do I want to spend another 10 seconds on being really excited? Well, maybe I do. Or maybe it's like, no, I want to feel unmotivated. I just don't feel motivated. And just go back to that, right? But when you start to actually do this and realize that in every 10 seconds you have a choice, you can keep making a choice, it's very, very powerful. So that's what I'll leave you with. So again, for those of you who are either on YouTube or Periscope, and this is your first time with me, come over to theLawOfAttractionCenter.com and come join me. And for everybody, if you haven't already, make sure you get your free ebook, How to Attract a Life of Abundance. And I know there's a number of you who have already been on Facebook who have already gotten that, but if you haven't, do. Okay. All right. I'll leave it for a few more moments. If there's any other last questions, pop them in right now. And other than that, I think we're going to wrap up. But thanks everybody for being with me today. I sure appreciate it. This is fun. Go out there and create and attract more abundance. Just go out there and shift to line and shine, and just, bring in all that magic that you have in your life. So I'm going to say goodbye to the people on Periscope. Bye-bye. And okay. And I guess